Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern when one reduces calorie intake over a period of time. Hi dear viewers! Today we bring you a video regarding a very popular dietary pattern, intermittent fasting. So, is intermittent fasting effective? Is there only one way of intermittent fasting? Can everyone follow it? Is it hard? Are these questions popping in your head? We will try to clear it out in this video. Before we begin our main content, do click that subscribe button to stay connected with our channel. What food to eat during intermittent fasting? People follow intermittent fasting for various reasons. Some people do it for health purposes, and some choose it to lose weight. Actually, intermittent fasting is more than losing weight. It can sharpen your brain, optimize hormones, reduce inflammation, and protect against disease. Regarding its effectiveness, it depends on how focused and disciplined you stay. There are types of intermittent fasting, and we will discuss 5 of them in this video. Let's start with 16-8 intermittent fasting first. 16-8 intermittent fasting is when you eat for 8 hours a day and fast for the remaining 16 hours. It doesn't mean you continuously eat any food you like for 8 hours straight and stay on an empty stomach for the remaining hours. No, that's not how it works. You are basically skipping breakfast and not eating anything after dinner. To incorporate this, you will need a defined time frame. Most people prefer 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., or noon to 8 p.m. eating period. You can choose between these 3 time frames for intermittent fasting. Or you may also choose any preferable 8 hours in a day. So, you must be thinking what foods to include in 16-8 intermittent fasting. A balanced diet should focus on including foods that provide maximum nutrients because you will be fasting for another 16 hours. Choose to include whole grains, meats, fruits, vegetables, eggs, dairy, and food loaded with healthy fat. It is suggested not to eat unhealthy food for 8 hours. And most importantly, drink water throughout the day. Let's suppose you choose to go for a noon to 8 p.m. fasting time frame. You start a day with a meal. It could be oats, brown rice, or any whole grain. You can also include eggs. And every 2 hours or so, you can snack fruits, vegetable salads, or any dairy products. Also, the 16-8 diet permits you to drink unsweetened tea and coffee. Then, you eat your last meal, that is, dinner at 8 p.m. After that, you eat nothing till next noon. Another intermittent fasting type is alternate day fasting. Alternate day fasting is when you fast every next day. There are many ways of alternate fasting. Some people choose to eat 500 calories on fasting days, and some choose not to eat any solid food while fasting. And people eat as much as they want on feeding day. You may choose either way of alternative fasting. There is no such thing like eating 500 calories is less effective than eating no solid food on the fasting day. The matter of fact is how disciplined you stay. There is no hard or fast rule. It is effective unless you don't exceed 500 calories. Typically, in alternate day fasting, people choose to eat one big meal a day and snack healthy all day. And some people also prefer splitting a big meal into 2 or 3 small meals. Just be sure not to exceed the calories and focus on eating nutritious food. Next is 5-2 intermittent fasting. This is another popular intermittent fasting that permits you to eat regularly for 5 days and restrict unnecessary eating for 2 days. The motive of 5-2 intermittent fasting is to cut 3/4 calorie intake on the fasting day. For example, if you are eating 2000 calories a day, then you would cut calorie intake and bring it to 500 calories on a fasting day. The main intention here is not to exceed 500 or 600 calories on fasting days. When planning for 5-2 intermittent fasting, keep a 2 days gap between fasting days. You can choose Monday and Thursday for fasting and other days of the week for regular eating. This way, you will be fasting 1 day after every 2 days of eating, which is an ideal 5-2 intermittent fasting. Just like in any other intermittent fasting type, you may choose to eat food rich in protein and fiber. An ideal meal for fasting day could be any type of soup you prefer. And we have warrior diet. The warrior diet is quite similar to the 16-8 diet. In the warrior diet, You eat little in 20 hours a day and eat as much as in 4 hours. Basically, you will eat one big meal a day in the evening. That's how you end fasting every day. But you need to have a plan for warrior diet to work in your favor. In a 20 hours of fasting window, you are encouraged to eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, hard-boiled eggs, and dairy products like yogurt and cottage cheese, along with plenty of water. And in the 4 hours of the eating period, you may choose to eat animal protein, salad with vinegar dressing, and any food you like to eat. Plus, in the fasting period, you are also allowed to eat whole grain and organic foods. But processed foods should be avoided. Lastly, there is spontaneous fasting. This intermittent fasting is not structured. You can eat pretty much anything and everything. You are not bound by what you have to eat and what you are not allowed to eat. While following this intermittent fasting, you just have to skip one meal a day. You can skip breakfast on Sunday, lunch on Monday, and dinner on Tuesday, and you can continue this cycle. Or you can also choose to skip the same meal every day. You just have to know when you are not very hungry for a particular meal and skip it spontaneously. And when you skip the same meal over and over again, you will realize your body is adapting to the eating pattern. This is the easiest fasting anyone can apply. If you think the above mentioned are not suitable for you, you can try spontaneous fasting. While discussing all these types, the question still remains: can everybody choose to follow any of these intermittent fastings? Actually, no. Everybody is not eligible for intermittent fasting. Individuals who are underweight, under 18 years, pregnant or breastfeeding women are not suggested for intermittent fasting. And if you have any health issues, you will need your doctor's permission. Was this helpful? Like and share the video. Stay connected for more videos like this.